Right now I'm going to show you how to set up Deeper on your mobile device. This mobile device being the iPad mini, the Apple iPad mini, which runs on iOS 7. Now, the setup is quite similar between the Android and the iOS processing systems. All it requires is the knowledge of where your Bluetooth is at and how to connect it. And I'm going to show you how to do this on the iOS device. Like I said, it's very simple and very similar to between the two. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your Bluetooth is on. So I'm going to swipe up. That's the Bluetooth signal right there, and I know that that is on. So I'm going to click that on and click it off just to make sure it's on, and it says Bluetooth on. So now that I know my Bluetooth is on, I'm going to go over to my settings, and I'm going to go all the way up to Bluetooth, and I'm going to look for my Deeper. And as you can see right there, it says Deeper dash 0E99. This is not connected. I don't have my Deeper out right now just because I'm showing you this for educational purposes. I'm not going to bring it out, and I'm also indoors, of course. So what it should say is usually not connected, and what you need to do is click on that, and it'll start buffering and searching, and once it says connected, you're good to go. Of course, it won't say connected right now because I don't have my Deeper device with me. So once you've got your Bluetooth connected and you make sure your Deeper device is connected to your mobile device, you can now open up the Deeper app that you've downloaded at the iTunes Store or wherever at. What you want to do is you want to make sure this says Bluetooth is connected. This right here says Bluetooth connection lost because I don't have my Deeper right here, but you want to make sure that says it's connected, and you should start seeing your graph moving in the left-hand direction. As you can see, nothing's going on right now because I don't have my Deeper, but just for the sole purpose of education, I'm going to run the simulator to show you a few things that you need to pay attention to. First off, I'm going to talk about the colors. Now, 3 colors that you really want to pay attention to are your yellows, bright oranges, and greens. The green is going to represent grass, any type of hydrilla, submerged grass, rooted grass that is in the water will show up as green. And anything that is light orange will be hard bottom. So this right here looks like it's mud bottom. And as you can see, you start getting some lighter orange. That's going to signify rocks, stones, cobblestone bottom. And as you can see, that right there is an example of the grass that will show up on your graph. And it's really cool, and it's easy to use for anglers who aren't exactly experienced with using traditional fish finders, is it lets you know colors according to what's down there. So those are the 3 main ones you want to pay attention to. The last one is yellow. Yellow being fish. Anything from bait fish to sizable fish that you can catch, it will show up as a suspending yellow, or sometimes even on the bottom, yellow symbol. Now, if you aren't really good at telling apart the colors, what you can do is go to your quick settings right here and click fish icons, and it will actually show up as a little picture, a tiny picture of a fish, as you may be able to tell right there. And as you can see, there's a pot of bait fish, but along with that is also the fish that you can catch. And you can also click off that as well if you don't like that. And if this is too detailed for you and too confusing, you can go to a basic setting, and the basic setting will allow no colors to be added and just the simple fish icon to show up. And just this is more for just kind of looking at contour for someone who's a beginner. You can also change your frequencies from 90 to 290, and you can also change your sensitivity right here as well, but you can only do that in the detailed mode. And you may notice a little flashing screen right here, and what this is ideal for is for ice fishing. It's actually a traditional flasher that you can use for a 15-degree cone. This, what you see right here, is a 50-degree cone, mainly more for open water fishing or fishing, where you're casting out and working the lure back. But this is for fishing straight down. Also effective if you were to use a drop shot or fishing directly down from your boat or wherever your Deeper fish finder is at. One cool feature to the Deeper app that most fish finders don't have is you can go back in time by clicking this little clock button right here. And you can actually go back 15 minutes previous to when using the Deeper. So you can analyze all the data that you've collected within a 15 minutes period of time. And as you can see, I've got all the previous information. That really comes into play when fishing tournaments and just wanting to kind of look back to see what was there when you had the Deeper there. If you've forgotten where the fish were at, it saves that data up to 15 minutes. As you can see right here in the top right hand corner, you have depth and water temperature. This is the maximum depth. And right here it tells you how much battery charge your Deeper has, the actual fish finder device. And this lets you know that your Bluetooth is still connected. A couple cool features to this app are right above. You've got a calendar feature, camera, weather, notes, maps, sharing, and settings. The first one I'm going to go to is settings because that's probably the one that you're going to be using the most, especially when configuring your deeper if you're a first-time user. A few things you can change is your imperial units from metric to imperial, so you can go Fahrenheit or Celsius, depending on whichever you prefer. You can change your frequency, the depth alarm, it tells you when you get too shallow or too deep, and you can choose to turn that on and off. There's a fish alarm too that will let you know if there's fish in the area, but the cool thing about this is you can actually choose if you want to search for smaller or larger fish. So let's say I'm fishing for large catfish or bass, I can turn off the small and medium fish finder and it will only let me know that when there are larger fish in the area, which is kind of a neat feature. And after that, you can turn off your vertical flasher if you're not in the mood and if you don't want to use that, or turn it on if you're ice fishing. Now you can also adjust your brightness without leaving the app, which is also very handy. And you can also run the simulation if you needed to configure the device. And also right up top here is the data history. I have it on 5 minutes. You can put it on 15, 10, or back to 5. So that's just a cool feature right here that you can change and customize how you personally like to fish. Now the other one that I want to talk about is the calendar. And the calendar will let you know all the moon phases in specific periods of times of a month, and this will update all the way up to 2015 once the New Year's passed. But it lets you know the best times to fish and depending on what types of moon phase, which is also really handy. A very, very awesome feature to this app that most fish finders don't have. The other feature to this is the camera app, and the app allows you to take pictures without leaving your deeper application, which is very handy, and you don't have to go back and forth between apps and worry about anything crashing or any delays or anything like that. The other one is weather. Weather allows you to check the forecast, the barometric pressure, humidity, wind speed, wind direction, and also the moon phases all in one. And it's a great weather app, even just in general. And when you're out in the water, you do need internet connection to access this. So a mobile phone or some sort of device where there is Wi-Fi connected is ideal. One great way to record data while also being in the same deeper fish finder app is this notes feature right here. And this notes feature allows you to record data. Let's say if you're out on the water, you can take a picture of a fish you just caught and say, landed this nice bass on a crank. So you won't be able to forget about that, and you can remember specifically where you caught it. It's got the coordinates right there, what the weather was like when you caught it, and the picture as well. And you can go and save this, and it will archive this within the app as well. So you can go back and go through data and compare data from when you were at specific lakes during a specific period of time or month, and will help you land more fish and kind of remember without forgetting. Along with notes, it comes with maps. And maps allow you to pinpoint areas that you want to save. Let's say you're fishing in a random area but don't know the location. You can pinpoint that and save it on your deeper app. So right here is the Hocking River, and I can actually just add a point right there, and I can press favorite river and save that, and it will save that. So if I forget where that was, I can go back in my deeper app and look up, okay, that's where my favorite fishing spot was, and travel to that destination. Or you could travel over here and say landed a 3-pounder in this area, so you know exactly where that fish came out of without having to go into Google Maps and like taking a screenshot or anything like that. This deeper app is so versatile, and it's just got so many different options. And the last one that we've got right here is sharing. Sharing allows you to share your pictures, your comments on social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I do believe that they'll start adding some other features like Instagram and stuff like that here along the way. The app is constantly being improved and updated so that it's even better for the angler. Thanks for watching today's video. If you guys have any questions, please comment in the comment section below. I will be continuously reviewing this app and using it on the water just to kind of show you guys how to use it. A lot of people asked me if this app was worth money, and my initial and first response was definitely yes. And I would definitely consider purchasing one of these things if you're a serious angler, and even also if you're a beginner angler too. This will help a lot of anglers get into the exciting sport of fishing.